everyone, it's V. Welcome back to Radiant Reiki Therapy. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm a Reiki master. I do Reiki healing, tarot, and other energetic services. So if you guys are interested, please click the link radiantreikitherapy.com down below. I also do meditation classes. My first one is up for free for a limited time only on YouTube and on the website. There is a separate link down below. And I'm also taking clients for healing art. I will not be taking any more clients in August, so the September books are now open. So if you guys would like to sign up to get your healing art, please click the link down below for healing art, but all can be accessed through radiantreikitherapy.com. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, so here we have the Six of Wands. I moved that there. The Two of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. And the Chariot. This seems like it's a divine feminine reading. Don't know what's changed, but something's changed. Ooh, but at the bottom of the deck we have the Five of Wands, which I find interesting. Divine Feminines, I think you are taking matters into your own hands. I know that you guys are kind of going through a lot. And you've been kind of forced to take rest. And you realized that I think it has to do with the Divine Masculine, because I am getting Divine Masculine energy. I think you just realized that they're not fighting for this, so you're not waiting around. Alright, just shuffle the deck again. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Here we have the Fool, the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Emperor. Alright, so I'm honestly surprised the Emperor didn't come out in reverse. I think what the thing is it's almost like, it's so funny because here we have the Divine Feminine and here we have the Divine Masculine. This is exactly split in two, this reading, which I am so shocked at. And for the Divine Masculine, at the bottom of the deck we have Strength. And they're not using their strength. Divine Masculines, what happened? I don't know if it's just like the fast-moving energies over the week really frightened all y'all, but because I know there was a lot going with the Divine Feminine, and all the Divine Masculine had to do was move forward. And I say that like it's simple. I understand that it's not simple. There are a lot of things the Divine Masculine is also going through that keeps them from coming forward, but that is their test. That is their thing that they have to do. I think Divine Feminines, you finally just giving it up has allowed you to move forward, right? If you're lacking stability in your life, the stability that the Divine Masculine was supposed to give you is now coming to you. Divine Masculines, you broke your own heart. You didn't do anything to show this feminine that you cared. And now you realize that you don't feel their energy anymore. And I think that's what you need, Divine Masculines. That is exactly what you need to kick your butts into gear, is that she finally left. Now, for those of you who are in no contact, this could be an energetic feeling. You don't feel your divine feminine how you used to anymore, and she don't care. That's good. It's the disconnect that you need, masculine, because unless you speak to her, you're never going to get that energy back. I don't know what's keeping you waiting, but you are waiting. It's so funny because recently, so I like musicals a lot, and I went to go see Hadestown in theaters. I've also seen it on Broadway, but I went to go see it in theaters, and recently there's a song, the Wait For Me reprise. So it's like there's the Wait For Me song, and then it comes later. And the second one was stuck in my head a lot because my divine masculine, for example, speaks to me through music, and I can hear his energy being like, wait for me, I'm coming. Divine feminines, if you never left through that, so like towards the end, what happens is, I don't know if you guys know much about Greek mythology, but the story is about Orpheus and Eurydice, and what happens is, in the original mythology, Eurydice dies, and I think she gets bit by a snake, and Orpheus goes to get her back, and the only rule he has to bring her back to the living is he can't look back to see if she's following. He needs to trust that she's following. But if he looks back at her, she'll be pulled down to, well, back to the underworld. So that's the story, right? So I'm about to ruin it for y'all. If you don't want any spoilers, I'd say skip like another 30 seconds ahead. Orpheus is very close to getting back to the living world, and all he has to do is step through and walk forward through that door to allow Eurydice to come with him, right? And the thing is, he looks back just before he goes through the door. And Eurydice is now pulled back into the underworld, and he can't save her ever again. So the funny thing is, the feminines have to trust, right? Feminines have to, why do I keep saying right? I don't know if I'm telling myself right or you right, because obviously if you're listening to this, you're probably new to this information. So I don't know why I'd say right to you. Anyway, it could be also because I listen to so many tarot readers who say right. So, but I don't speak that way. Maybe some of you speak that way. Maybe some of you are like, every time you rehear this information or hear it for the first time, you're like, oh, I should have known that, right? It's not, it's okay. Sometimes we need to rehear information, and there's no anything in that. You know, don't be too prideful to rehear information. Sometimes it takes a while for it to become habit, you know? So in any case, the divine feminine looks, every time the divine feminine looks back, it pushes the masculine back, right? Oh, fuck. Why did I say that? I weirdly looked at the clock and said that. 9:29 on the clock. What the hell? Anyway, my mind is so jumbled up. I think it's because, well, right now I'm kind of in this energy at the moment. In any case, every time the divine feminine looks back, it pushes the masculine away. If the divine feminine looks back, the masculine looks back, right? So in that Hadestown story, you're switching Orpheus and Eurydice, right? Because it's the feminine energy that leads out. And it's the masculine energy that grows with her. But every time the feminine energy looks back, the masculine looks back and comes back. So, ain't nobody going to hell. But the reason I bring that up is because, number one, I usually do a lot of my services through Vedic astrology and Vedic sciences. So, I usually, if you guys really want to know what the twin flame story is, I highly, highly recommend looking up Shiva and Shakti. They are exactly what the twin flame phenomenon is, right? Like, I don't need to really compare it to Orpheus and Eurydice, but some of you might practice those traditions or practice I don't know, like that religion or that way of life. I know that it's not very practiced, even if some people believe in it. Some of you might really resonate with Orpheus and Eurydice, and that's why I'm mentioning it. Some of you might like musicals, so that's why I'm mentioning it. I feel like I'm breathing a little harder than usual. That's a little strange. I wouldn't say the energy is so heavy, though. I will say that it is clear, and I think it's because feminines, you walked out the door. You walked out the door of the cycle, and you're like, I'm not having this anymore because I'm promised all these things by the masculine's energy, and none of it came. If the masculine doesn't fight for it, why do I need to fight for it? And you freed yourself. You're free. You're completely free. Feminines, you're free of the loop. You trust that the masculine is growing with you, and I think that's an amazing thing. It's hard to trust and walk out that door. Like, I feel like here, even you have your own cup. Like, this is your cup. You realize everything that you have, and you have enough to move forward in your own life. All you want is to balance your finances and live a stable life. Now, the masculines, you were living free. You were living free thinking this is always going to be okay. This is always going to be okay because I always feel my feminine and that is enough for me. But you never considered how that might not be enough for her. Because you're the one receiving the energy and she's the one giving the energy. And that is extremely, extremely difficult to do. It is a difficult life to live because if the feminine is giving you all her energy, she can't stay stable. But once she leaves, now you need to recognize. You need to recognize why that was. And I mean, some of you might have already recognized it. Some of you might already know that she left because you never moved. I think this is kind of like contemplation. The contemplation is, why did she leave? But some of you already know the answer, or have already realized the answer that, well, she left because I didn't move. So I broke my own heart. I broke my own opportunity. Funnily enough, this realization is what pushes you to be emperor. This is exactly what pushes you to be this. You don't even hate her for it. You still love her. She still loves you. I don't feel any lack of love. But for the feminine, she needs to take care of herself. So she finally made that call. She was like, there is no more of this. There's so much I'm going through. I need that stability. The stability that I was giving him, I need that. The emotional support I was giving him, I need that. Because I'm not getting any in return. So I need to pay attention to myself and give that and love and energy to myself so I can stay stable. This is exactly the last bit that you need, masculine, to be pushed to be this energy. Because you're going to find your stability on your own and you're going to go towards your feminine. You would have never learned this lesson without her. That's the crazy thing. Without this woman in your life, or I shouldn't say woman, without this feminine energy in your life, because feminine and masculine are energies, it has nothing to do with gender or sex. Without this feminine energy in your life, you would have never been your best self. That's the biggest thing. And I think you also realize that. Because masculine, let's be real, if a feminine energy came to you and wasn't giving you any time of day, you would leave. Happily. But this feminine energy, because she knew your connection and loved you so much, she gave so much of her to you, that she realized, okay, the last bit, I'm slowly learning how to give myself energy. Now the last bit has to be mine. I have to have stability in my life. And honestly, masculines, you wouldn't have your feminine any other way. You love that she's independent and is goal-oriented and is this like, I got magical being. Like, you guys view her as a magical being. You would never want to change who she is. And this, unfortunately, is part of it. Part of it has, she can't change who she is. She needs to be stable in her life, and if you couldn't provide that stability, she's going to get that stability. It's a great lesson for her too, feminines. This is a huge lesson for you too, because I know I'm like sitting here drilling the masculines, I apologize, but this is a huge lesson for the feminine as well, because feminines, you give too much to the point you can't take care of yourself. That's not okay. And now you've learned that, wait, this is not okay. And now you've learned, 1717 on the clock, interesting number. Which also can be 88. Yeah, see? You knew that was not okay. And you're like, nope, that stability is mine. The stability that he feels when I give him energy, that's the stability I need in my life. Right? If you guys support their job and you pay them money, you're like, I really want to help this person realize their dreams. No, that money is mine. I need it right now to be stable in my life, or to support my dreams, or to support my home. Maybe some of you have pets. Mr. Kane is drinking a lot of water right now. You heard me call him and now he's like, what? Of course I'm drinking water. I'm thirsty. So, some of you may have pets you need to support. Some of you may have children to support. Some of you may have parents to support. That, you're just like, this is enough. All right, my stability is important too. I need to learn how to be stable. Now, funnily enough, when the divine feminine recognizes that her energy is hers, that's what gets the masculine to move. So divine feminines, you learned your lesson. Divine masculines, you learned your lesson. It's what's going to happen from here that's kind of important, right? So we are going to do an extended with these two cards. And underneath that was the Seven of Cups. We're going to do an extended with these two cards. I'm going to clean these up, but because I want to focus on what's going to happen from now. All right, so right now what has happened is you guys have learned your lesson. Feminines, you are on the road to stability for yourself. Divine masculines, this realization and learning how to be stable on your own without your feminine is what you need to complete your lesson and go towards your feminine. Now, I don't think... weird. I was going to look for a timeline, but the timeline might be longer than I thought. Within 6 months? The funny thing is, divine feminines, it doesn't matter. I think every time you've heard a timeline in your readings, in your life, you've just like, well, the timeline never hits. So what is the point of this? So I don't think the timeline really affects the feminine very much. Masculines, you might want to move forward faster than you're ready to move forward. And I think you need to, if you want to move forward, you can go ahead and contact your feminine, but she will know if you're not ready. And she doesn't want you playing games, right? Because now she's finally finding stability in her life. So you know what? I just say be careful. But it is within 6 months, okay? It doesn't have to be at 6 months or be longer than 6 months. The energy I get is within 6 months. So it could happen sooner than that, much sooner than that. Some people, I think it's because whatever window was for the twin flames to contact has passed now. So if you watched my last readings before, now if my readings before have been coming up on your feed, then that's the energy that you're still in. For the people who view this reading, that has passed. But feminines, I think that was also your lesson too. Is that don't wait for them to contact. They're just here taking their sweet time, and you're like, I need to be stable in life, so I'm giving this up. And it's not that I believe my last reading was like, don't cut off your blessings, just take rest. And that means to surrender, okay? Divine feminines, you haven't cut this off. You've surrendered. Which means you are open to this abundance with the divine masculine. But you need to take care of yourself now. And I think that's the final part you've had to surrender. So that's amazing. Continue to take care of yourself because this is awesome. I'm proud of you because I know what that is. And I know what that's like. And it is difficult. It is really difficult to just let go and trust. And so like in my case, I did it in layers. I didn't mean to do it in layers. Every time I just tried to let go of everything. But the reason it happens in layers, I'm a monadic twin flame. So like that's why I recommend the story of Shiva and Shakti, because that tells the story of the monadic twin flames. Now they say there are other ones out there like split soul twin flames, which is, some people swear by this. Some people swear by, I didn't need to do any healing, I just couldn't give them any attention. I just had to keep to myself. Now, for a split soul twin flame phenomenon, that might be true. You might be able to play that. It is not necessarily the case. I think most people are monadic twin flames. If not all, because I don't really know why someone would think they can't heal to be with their twin flame. Both of you could just be in the rut together, and then you're like, well, I'm with my twin flame, so I've reached my goal. No, that's not necessarily true. Many twin flames have dated before, and they've both been in the crap, but there's a reason the split happens. Because you guys aren't growing on your own. I myself have never dated my twin flame. We aren't friends or anything in the 3D. So I'm pretty sure we both have a mutual understanding that we like each other. That being said, and I say like each other because I am putting it very lightly. I think we both just know. But that being said, you want to know about the twin flame phenomenon, read about Shiva and Shakti. That story will teach you that phenomenon. Yeah, this is it. This is it for this part of the reading. I will go into the extended now. Yeah, communication time has passed, and you know who says that time has passed? The Divine Feminine has said that time has passed. So she's just going to focus on her sturdiness, and then Divine Masculine, you're going to understand how stable you really are to the point that you have so much to offer your Divine Feminine, and you'll be going forward to her when you're ready. So that's it for this reading on YouTube. If you guys are leaving me here, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.